Tupac Amaru Shakur. I never thought I would have this my take. One of my favorite rappers, actually still my favorite rapper of all time. Just like Bill Cooper, you got all these people walking around and talking and saying all of these things that they know, and he was a thug this and thug like that, and so and so and so. So, oh yeah, and then they got this Tupac, this BS Tupac hoax channel out where he's supposedly oh my God, people believe whatever. So let's go ahead and make this. I'll go ahead and make this my take on Pac real quick, because everybody's an agent to idiots who listen to wannabe truther gurus today. Everybody sold their soul and whatever. And actually, this is actually the true in the case of Pac. But these people don't listen to his music. They don't understand the message in his music. And yeah, that is true. He did sell his soul. He admitted it. But there are some people who want to get out of the game, they call it. And they have ways of getting out, and they know how to run the streets, and they can stay low key. Let's just put it like that. But now, of course, you have all these messages, just like people always come up with all of these theories and all of these things that and but it's funny because this is another thing that you can investigate yourself, and I advise you to go back and listen to all of Tupac's music. In the beginning of Tupac's music, he was a political activist, very young, like 17. There's a full album on YouTube called The Beginnings, and in that record, he was all about political, trying to get people to black people and all people to get them to understand the strength within themselves and how to build a community and all this other stuff. Then when Tupac finally got rich and started making some money and made his first like album to because he was like basically a political rapper, like all in the streets and doing all of this stuff before people who heard about all the little raps that he has now, all his famous raps. He was doing a lot more than that. Wasn't cussing, wasn't doing anything like that. Just political raps and raps about the community and trying to strengthen people. How a rap was really meant to be in the beginning. Which was a message and was speaking to the community, the youth, and mainly the black community, but strongly the youth. It was a message, which is totally lost today. Only certain people, I'm not saying totally, well, yeah, so when it comes to mainstream, it's totally lost today. But once Pac got paid for the record and stuff, started getting hounded and set up, and things were happening where he ended up getting a record. Didn't have a whole record, like a actual criminal record, until he made like his first like actual record that made a lot of money and stuff. And then they started hounding him and all this stuff. So then Pac's music started getting heavier and harder. And they kept effing with him, so he just kept the same thing, getting harder and harder and harder. And then that's what happens. And see, when these preppy people, I'm not going to say preppy white boys, because it's not preppy white boys, it's preppy people, period, who don't know anything about the street life or living on the streets or having to live on the streets or sacrificing their not a lot of people today, they don't know anything about sacrificing or not sacrificing their manhood, because they'd rather have a job. They would rather sacrifice their manhood and all that stuff to have a job or to be, record label and everything. These dudes don't know anything about actually living on the streets. They know nothing about it. They either have a job where they are told what to do and basically manhandled 24/7, and they come here and then they somehow these Poindexters, these nerds and these geeks always have the theory of what rapper did what famous person, because this ain't just with Pac. It was with they did the same thing with Bill Cooper. As you can see, they didn't know anything about that, and somebody came here to this channel today because just doing the same thing, thinking he knows something when he doesn't know anything. Anybody can make a channel and lie about somebody and put all these things together to make it seem like this, that, and the third, and all of this crap, which is a bunch of totally lie. And of course you're gonna believe today if it's live stream or it's on he's got a couple million followers, these idiots are gonna believe it because that's what idiots do. And then they spread it around and then they say, oh, this, that, and they try to tell you about all of these things that they know nothing about because they heard some idiot who could some person who's more of an idiot than they are. Well, actually no, they're probably more of an idiot because they're listening to this idiot string together a good story or whatever, and then it kind of made sense a little bit to these dummies. So then they're all like, oh yeah, and then they all run with it and say whatever. So now they're saying Tupac is an agent. The one who was exposing the game and trying to get out and saying I sold my soul and I'm trying to get out and God forgive me for the thug life that I live. If you let me escape this game, I'll live for you, and all other stuff like that he was saying. These idiots are saying that he was an agent because they have no idea his background, his whatever. And Tupac, I don't really have as much evidence as I do on Cooper anymore because they actually took my my Tupac page down. I don't know if any of you guys have been on Facebook, but there was a Tupac page up and it was called Tupac's Word Machiavelli. That was me. That page had like 70,000 followers. That page was taken down. It was no warnings or no anything like that. I was on it. I'm talking about I was away from it for a full year and it was up for a full year. I left it around the same amount of time that I left my first original Bill Cooper channel. And I came back and that channel got totally deleted. It was called Tupac's Word Machiavelli. And I have 2 or 3 other pages that are up. But I can't get on them anymore because, same old story. Terminate my accounts and all that other stuff. But some of them I can't remember if it's up or not. But if you see if you guys remember the one on Facebook that had a lot of videos, like a couple thousand of Tupac videos on it, that was my page. It was called Tupac's Word Machiavelli. And it was basically explaining the whole his story, basically everything that this so-called hoax channel now is lying about, and everybody's listening. See, they can lie and they can have YouTube channels. They can be up all day long because it doesn't intimidate nobody. It doesn't scare anybody. But when you come and make a YouTube video about the truth and they find it and they try to delete it, but their little dumb hoax channels can stay up all day long. But yeah, they took that channel down. They took my Facebook page down. What was the other one? I know Tupac's Word Machiavelli was mine, and then there was 2 other ones that I have. I know they weren't as big as that one, so it really doesn't even matter. But I know that one more was, if I could find it. If I do find it, matter of fact, I'm gonna try to find it and I'm gonna try to post it in here. I can't get on it no more. But I know there's another one that was pretty popular, but not as popular as that one. But it still has a lot of good stuff on it, just like it has a lot of Bill Cooper stuff on it. People like Bill Cooper and Tupac were not agents. If they were in anything or a part of anything and they realized whatever and they changed, which comes in some points, when you change, you have a change. You can have a change of heart in life. No matter if you think you're a thug or no matter if you are a thug, because wasn't no thinking, because you probably don't even know what thug means. Because like I said, you clowns don't know nothing about living on the streets. Right now, you're probably sitting there at your computer desk talking about somebody's an agent or something like that because you read a couple theories. You're gonna go to sleep, get up early in the morning, go do whatever your boss says, and then come back home. You see somebody like me I'm sitting in my car right now because I don't have a home, but that's fine with me. I'm not somebody like you that has to be, and it's not because I don't want to work. It's because I don't want to be nobody else's slave. So if I choose to do something with my body and I say no, I don't want to do it, I get an ultimatum or whatever you call it, where either I have to do that or I walk. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk. And still, if I have to live in my car, if I have to have no insurance, no registration, no whatever, I will survive. But you clowns don't know anything like that. So you sit back and you look at theories and you talk about how people who are out here trying to survive or who have survived or maybe even possibly made it out the game, you're too little-minded to even know what I mean by that. You want to talk about them and say stuff you don't know nothing about. In the comfort of your AC, sitting home right over there. You don't know anything about thug life. at all. And I'm not saying that I'm all hardcore, thug this, or whatever, but I know you clowns do not. So please. And just as in every other case, save your little conspiracy theories and shut the hell up. Or as Chris Jericho would say, shut the hell up.